everyone, it's your girl E.Michelle and I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is your very first time, make sure you click that subscribe button right about now and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. And to all of my OG besties, what up, doe? Alright you guys, today is a special treat. I am showing you the new collaboration between BECCA and CHRISSY Teigen. If you guys don't know who CHRISSY Teigen is, that is also John Legend's wife, but she's way more than that. She is a supermodel, a super mom, just a super person. Like, she is awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Lip Sync, but she is like super hilarious. But anyways, this collaboration like sparked my eye because I love collaboration palettes, especially with stars that I actually like. So I was interested in trying this and seeing what it would look like on this melanin skin. So if you're interested in seeing a full review and demonstration of this product, stay tuned.
How about that? How about that? Yup.
Alright, so here is the new palette. This is what it looks like on the outside. It has this nice marble finish with this rose gold lettering. It is not like something that like sticks out, so it's just lettered right onto the packaging. And the package on the back is rose gold, and it also tells you what the highlighters are. Now, the thing that I didn't like was that this is like upside down. So reading it, it says Fisher. Okay, I'm just saying it's backwards, and I don't like backwards things. I have to turn it this way in order to see. And then when you open up the palette, which I'm going to show you here, when you open up the palette, you have this huge mirror, which I really love how big the mirror is. It's going to be perfect for traveling. And then you open it up like this, and it's supposed to say the different shades in the back like this, but it would be upside down. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the shades that you're getting in the palette. Alright, so here are the swatches. I did use a brush. This is the rose gold. This is the hibiscus bloom. This is the beach nectar, and this is the Malibu Soleil. And as you guys can see on my skin tone, just swatching it, this does not impress very much. Besides this beach nectar, the rose gold kind of sorta, but this blush actually, now that I'm looking at it just a little bit, this blush looks really pretty. So yeah, I probably would do these two because you can't even see the Soleil on my hand. So let's go ahead and get into the specs. So this palette is going to run you $46 at either Sephora or from Becca.com. I would suggest picking it up from Sephora so you can get your points, or you can use Ebates if you get it from Sephora.com. It is a total of 15 grams or 0.53 ounces, and that's for everything. That's the net weight for all of this, okay? And just to put in perspective, you get 0.28 ounces or 8 grams in a normal BECCA highlighter by itself. So here is that versus this. All in all, I really love the formula of this palette. Like, everything was just nice and smooth. So you have your two highlighters here, and these two highlighters are just gorgeous. On this side of my face, I actually have her shade, which is Beach Nectar, and on this side I have the Rose Gold, which is a previous shade from the line. You can see me applying it. It just applied really nicely, really smoothly, very little fallout. I really liked it. I just loved that the color worked for me, and I've seen it work for other girls, so it's pretty universal. It kind of reminds me of, I know I keep going back to that palette, but I absolutely love my palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and Nicole Guerrero. I just thought that palette was awesome, so this kind of puts me in the mindset of that palette when it comes to those colors. Now, this blush here, I was a little nervous about the blush because I was like, okay, what can I do with this color? But when I applied it, it was really nice. I actually did it backwards by accident. I applied my highlighter and then the blush, but it still did really good here on my skin. It wasn't too much, not overly pigmented, just a nice flush of color on my cheeks, and I thought that was awesome. And then we have this bronzer here, and the bronzer, for my melanin girls, we probably could skip over it. It might be a nice transition color for our eyeshadow, but I put it on and you can't really see it. I had already kind of contoured with my Nars matte cream concealer. So then I was just putting that over it to just kind of like bronze up the face. And I mean, it did a good job, but I would probably say if you're any darker than me, you are not going to see it, and it's not going to be beneficial for you to use the bronzer. So for my melanin girls, can we use this palette? Yes, we can. I think we can make things out of it. Not only can it be a good palette for your highlighter and your blush, you can also use this as a eyeshadow palette, and I think that would be super duper cute for that. Now, a lot of people were asking, so how does this compare to the JACLYN Hill palette? So I got both of them. I've been had this one, and to be honest, I probably should sell this one because I used it one time. As you can see, like the plastic is still on there. I've used it one time. Now that I look at it, the same thing happened on the back of this palette. It's upside down, so I'm not really sure what their reasoning for the upside down packaging is, but maybe they'll tell me later. So I don't know if you guys have seen both palettes together. I'm going to show you them side by side. Hopefully I don't blind the blind. So this is the two palettes together. This one up here again is the CHRISSY Teigen palette, and this one down here is the JACLYN Hill palette. Hopefully you guys can see that without lights. Like, it has this metallic thing on here, so my lights are really bouncing off of there. But just by like looking on your first eye, this palette does look very, very similar. Especially these two blushes. They look almost identical just from the eye. I can say that this blush has a little bit more shimmer to it than this one. And then if you're looking at this blush, and I think it's Rose Spritz, that it does kind of remind you of the Beach Nectar for her highlighter. But, I mean, I don't know if they're the exact same. So, how about this? Let's just go ahead and let's swatch those two together, because I think everything else, you know what? I'm going to swatch the three that look alike. This color here doesn't seem to have an identical match in this palette. To test these two out, I wanted to start it with the blushes, and we're going to go into Hibiscus Bloom first, and I'm going to do it right here. So this is Hibiscus Bloom, and I'm using a e.l.f. brush, because with blush you really wouldn't like go all out anyways with it, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So I'm going to clean it off. There is that one. Okay, and then we're going to go into Pamplemousse from the JACLYN Hill palette and swatch those side by side. Okay, so there they are side by side. You probably can't even tell the difference. Here is the one from the CHRISSY Teigen palette, and then here is the one from the JACLYN Hill palette. On my skin tone, literally the same thing. Now, what I can say is the formula does feel the same, except for the JACLYN Hill palette does have a lot more fallout than my CHRISSY Teigen palette. So that could mean the formula may be just a tints different, but like I said, look at that. You literally cannot tell the difference on these two shades. So we're going to go ahead and try the next one, and we're going to go into the bronzer that they have here, and I'm going to use my finger. We're going to go into the CHRISSY Teigen palette, and this is Malibu Soleil. And then on JACLYN Hill's, it is Amaretto. So this is Amaretto. Okay, so in pan, they look just alike, but on my hand, you can definitely tell that the JACLYN Hill is definitely more pigmented and not as, it's actually more orangish and more, I'm going to swatch it one more time with my finger. And the CHRISSY Teigen is definitely a lot deeper toned, and this one here is more so of an orangish kind of peachy tone here. So those aren't exact dupes when you pull them out, but they definitely do look alike in pan. All right, and so for the last one that we want to see is going to be the Rose Spritz, which is the luminous blush, and then we're going to try the Beach Nectar from the CHRISSY Teigen palette. I keep getting them confused because that's kind of confusing. So we're going to go ahead and go into the CHRISSY Teigen palette, and I got a pretty nice swatch on my hand here. Okay. That is from CHRISSY TEIGEN. And then this one is from JACLYN Hill. So here they are side by side. Again, in pan, they looked identical. But on my skin, you can definitely tell that this one is more peachy and this one is more of a, I would say, a rose gold tone versus the peachy tone from the spritz in the JACLYN Hill palette. You mix them two, you can definitely tell the difference. So this is JACLYN Hill and this one is CHRISSY TEIGEN. So a lot of people were like, well, if you already have the JACLYN Hill palette, should you get the CHRISSY TEIGEN palette? And I'm honestly going to say the only two shades that were pretty much identical were the blushes that I tried. The blush from the CHRISSY TEIGEN palette, which is the Hibiscus Bloom, is virtually the same as the Pamplemousse from the JACLYN Hill palette, but everything else are just kind of like close matches, but not spot on dupes. Alright, so what do you guys really think about the palette? Like, do you think it's worth $46 to only be getting 4 different shades? Do you feel like the colors are too similar of a match if you already have the JACLYN Hill palette? Do you think, I don't know, if you're a hoarder like I am, I mean, you'll probably get it anyway, but if you're a fan of CHRISSY's, you'll get it anyway. Maybe not so much if you're in the market for a new palette. This could be kind of expensive. It's a little pricey for only 4 shades. In my humble opinion, if you already have the JACLYN Hill palette, you can definitely pass on the CHRISSY TEIGEN palette. Again, I am a fan. I love her. So I was going to purchase the palette regardless. And even if I had to just put it in my kit, I was going to have it. But if you are seriously interested in getting the palette and you're my skin tone or a little bit darker, I think we have these shades pretty much other places and you don't have to spend your $46 to get it. So that is my humble and most honest opinion that I can give you guys. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And do not forget, do not forget to hit the notification bell. I will catch you guys in my next video. KK, bye.